So we continue with this example with the recycled bottles. And the whole idea for a lot of these word problems is we're going to wind up solving for one portion to help us solve for another portion. It's kind of like borrowing from Peter in order to pay Paul. So this says 1 pound of recycled 20-ounce beverage bottles yields enough fiber to make 1 square foot of carpeting. Beginning with its 2011 model year, Ford Motor Company uses 25 20-ounce recycled beverage bottles in its carpeting in every new Ford Escape SUV. Suppose for its 2021 model year, Ford sold approximately 180,000 Escapes. And then we have these 3 questions here, A, B, and C. But let me just point out a couple of things. From the previous example, we determined that there were 19 bottles, put it right here, per pound. We're going to need this information in order to help answer some of these other questions. We also determined that there are 9.38 cubic yards, we marked it like this, per ton. And of course, a ton is 2,000 pounds. So a couple other things to point out here. Ford uses 25 of these bottles. It's making 180, or we're supposing that it's made 180,000 Escapes. So then A says, how many pounds of recycled beverage bottles are used to make the carpeting for a Ford Escape? And of course, we want to know how many pounds. So if Ford uses 25 bottles, then for A, we could just do 25 bottles, divide that by 19 bottles per pound, and that comes out to be around 1.32 pounds that it uses for a Ford Escape. So then B says, put it right there, how many 20-ounce beverage bottles would Ford divert from going to a landfill? Well, if Ford uses 25 bottles per Ford Escape, and we suppose that they sold 180,000 Escapes, then we could say 25 bottles times 180,000. And that comes out to be 4,500,000 bottles. And then for C, it says how many cubic yards of landfill space would be saved. So if we go C right here, if they use about 1.32 pounds per Ford Escape, and they sell 180,000 Ford Escapes, then that's 237,600 pounds. Of course, we don't want to know how many pounds, we want to know how many cubic yards. So from the previous information, we know that there's 9.38 cubic yards per ton. So then if we take 237,600 pounds and divide that by 2,000 pounds, which is a ton, that's 118.8 tons. That's how many tons that the Ford Escape uses at 180,000. Of course, we want to know how many cubic yards. Well, there's 9.38 cubic yards per ton. So if we multiply this by 9.38, then that's going to come out to be 1,114.344 cubic yards of landfill space that would be saved. And there we have it.